For the first time I had hope. Thank you, Jesus, for the blood applied. Thank you, Jesus, it has washed me white.
How old are you?
Thank you, Jesus, you have saved my life.
All right, so I got something to share with you today. It looks like it's about to rain. It's kind of windy and stuff here, and we got a chance of rain, but regardless, I'm planning to go to this place, and this is a gas station we stop at every now and then. One of the main reasons is they have steel 2-cycle oil here, so I'll get a gallon of gas and I'll get their 1 gallon bottle, or if you want to get a 2-gallon bottle, you can use a 2-gallon gas jug. I got those as well. But I wanted to show you something here. So this is the gas station. Another place we stop at a lot is right over Family Dollar there. But now right behind it, tucked in away back there, and I discovered this around a year or so ago and showed some footage of it. There's a tree service back there. You can't really see the wood from here. That's their office building. That's all their equipment. But behind all those trailers there, whatever kind of trailers those are a huge pile of seasoned wood. And I met that man originally because I think he had an ad on my road down the road here. He had some cabins that he was building at the time. And I showed the footage of this. I called it Oak Mountain. I would go out there and get oak and some other woods, mainly oak, red oak. Go ahead. Go ahead. Carter's pumping for me. He likes to pump now. Door slung itself open, looks like. But anyways, give me that money, boy.
$2.
It adds up. So, anyways, we called it Oak Mountain, and that's how I met this person. I did not know they ran a tree service. Never even met him in person. I just talked to him through messages. He seems like a very busy man. But anyways, I've still yet to meet him. I probably will eventually, I'm guessing, because I think he's probably in and out over there. But anyways, this is literally about 3 minutes from my home. My home is down this way about 3 minutes. So this is way closer than a state mill. Let me give you an example, like kind of a comparison. I mean, the state mill was around 45 minutes away one way. So just the drive alone to the state mill and back was about an hour and a half for me. That's why I like to get as much wood as I could. It was fantastic while it lasted. But this right here may be even better. The one difference with this is I'm going to be having to buck the wood myself. And some of this wood is huge. I've shown this place before. I don't even have a saw with a bar right now that's big enough to cut some of this wood. But in the future, one of the main things I want to invest in is a professional saw, because I'm very interested in getting into tree work a little more, honestly. Ronald does it some. I got a friend that runs a tree service around here. He offered me to climb with him even. And I don't know really why I haven't done that sooner. I think heights was the main thing. But the more I've been seeing it online and the more I've been thinking about it and stuff, it makes sense. I don't really know why I didn't do it sooner. I'm glad things have worked out the way they have. But at the same time, I'm debating on trying to get into tree work a little more. And I'd love to learn how to climb and do stuff and you know, really get into it, because I enjoy that, and that'd be a great source of wood for me anyways. Plus the money is very good in that, you know. So, and I've done some tree work before, you know, felling trees. I've never climbed, but I've done work before as far as dropping trees and everything goes, and I've got a lot to learn in that, of course. And I know that's a very dangerous thing to get wrong. Believe me, I know that. So, but anyways, my point being is this: I want to get a professional saw in the future. I'd really like to get. I've kind of got my eye on a steel. I think it's a 462. I think that's a 70cc saw. And the one I've got, that little cheap China saw, it's fine. Well, I won't say it's fine. It's got power, I'll say that. But it's cheap. It's $200 saw. It's very cheap, and it has, you can tell it's cheap because it doesn't oil good. That's the main thing. It doesn't oil good, and the bar just doesn't hold up good. Maybe if I put a different bar on it, it would do better. I got a brand new Oregon chain that I just put on it. But if I got an Oregon bar with it, it would do better. That bar is extremely cheap for sure. Cheap made. But anyways, all that being said, I do want to get a professional saw later. I'll make do with what I've got for now. But I want to show you this tree service wood. This is a blessing. And it's not only this place, about another 5 minutes away in a different direction is a family member who has a lot of land, who said that I can cut wood from there. And there's enough there for all winter this year, if not more, I would guess. This tree service, though, was great. And I even asked him, I said, look, if you ever need a place to dump it, you can dump it at my place. And that would, you know, keep him from piling it up there. And he said, well, how far are you down that road? You know, my road that name. And I told him, And he said, all right, I'll keep that in mind. If I'm in your direction, I'll plan to get a hold of you. So I potentially may have a tree service dropping wood off to me, which would be a huge blessing. So anyways, God has blessed me in this. There's been so many times before with wood that I've wondered what I was going to do. And I kind of gave this example before, that 200-acre wood. When I used to go there, when I used to go to the 200-acre wood, I'd never been to the very back because, you know, the man that owned that land always told me that the road was really bad getting back there, and it was at times. And I showed that in my videos. But I'd never been back there for probably the first year of me going there. I was just getting tops here and there, and they were very hard to get to and didn't have as much wood on them. And then I was kind of, my brother had been helping me, and then that year he wasn't helping me anymore, you know. And so I knew it was going to be harder. I was going to need wood. And so I thought, well, I'm going to drive back there and try to see this pile that he's talking about. And I drove back there, and there was this huge pile of wood, probably around 15 feet tall, of white oak logs, big logs, some other logs as well, but mainly white oak. And they were all piled on top of one another. So I literally got down on my knees and raised my hands up and praised God and thanked him for that. And that wood supplied me for probably 3 years right around it, wood from that property. 3 or 4 years I sold off of that property. So it was a huge blessing. There's lots of ways out there. I've never paid for wood yet, and I don't intend to anytime soon, Lord willing, if I can avoid it. I understand some guys do that. I'm trying to do very low, you know, low cost and higher profit as much as I can. So if I have to work a little more to get the wood, I'm going to do it. But this right here is very convenient because it's right down the road from home. And in the future, I do want to get a 1-ton. I'm wanting to grow in this, okay? I love working for myself. I want to grow in it. The cost of things are going up, so I want to grow. I want to be able to support my family well and everything, and take care of my family, you know. And tree service, that's like I told Carter, when you get older, that would probably be good for you, because Carter's not big like I am, you know, like Camden, my other son. And like me, I can climb even for a big guy, but at around 210 pounds or something like that, I'll be able to climb a lot better. Right now I'm about 245, something like that. So I'm wanting to get down to about 210 something, 220 at least. Because when me and my wife got together, I was around 170 pounds. I could sling my body weight around like nothing. And even now I can have control of my body weight compared to a lot of guys my weight and height, I believe. But not the kind of control that I would have at 210 pounds. You know, that functional body weight, that functional strength, and that means a lot in the work field. It does. So it ain't like I've worked with some real big bulky guys, and they don't have that functional stuff. They're kind of off balance, and they get tired real easy. I'm not saying that against anybody. I'm just saying there is a certain way, you know, in a certain build, and everybody's different. Some people carry weight different than others naturally. I'm naturally bigger for my height. I'm a 5'10" guy right around it, and I'm big naturally. Even if not trying to gain weight or anything, I'm just naturally a big guy. And that's genetics for me, kind of on both sides of my family. My dad, you know, at the heaviest was around 200, something like that. But on my mom's side, a lot of my uncles, they're shorter than me, and they're around 270 pounds or so. So yeah, it's genetics for me. But at the same time, when me and my wife got together, I would eat real healthy and stuff. You know, I worked out. I was in very good shape, actually lean. 170 pounds or so is what I was when me and my wife got together. I'm very lean, very solid, and very good control of my body weight. And I've gotten a whole lot stronger since then, just from doing firewood, the only thing I could think. And but I can feel the extra weight on me, and I've got rid of a lot of that weight now. At one point, I got rid of about 50 pounds here recently, since last winter. And so I'm still down around 40 pounds, but I want to get down, like I said, to about 2. The reason I'm saying this with the weight thing is because it affects you in work, and especially, I think, you know, in climbing a tree. So, but I'm interested in doing that. I'm just kind of sharing with you what's on my mind. Here we go. I don't know if I'm going to meet the guy, if he's here or not. I don't know what to expect, but I'm going to turn around and show you what I'm looking at. So there's the wood over there to the right. A lot of wood there. You come down this little gravel road here, and they just got it piled back here. I mean, like a wood graveyard over here, and it's seasoned. You can tell by looking at this wood, it's seasoned.
Some of it's debarked too.
Yep. Big wood. Some of it's really big. Some of it's bigger than I like to fool with, honestly.
Tough.
All right, so we're back in the inn, back here. Now, I've shown this place before, but it's changed since then. You know, this is a tree service. So I've shown this before. It's very windy in here, guys. This is a blessing. This is huge wood. Look at the size of this tree right here. Let me show you this. Oh my gosh, look at that. I don't know if you can tell how big around. That's 4 feet. Right there around it. Now, how big that is? You know, that's huge. And there's some other huge ones here as well. Look at the supply of wood. This is big wood. I need a pro saw for this stuff, you know, really. Like my little cheap China saw, and I don't even have a bar nowhere near, you know, something like that. Not even close. So that looks like it takes like a 3-foot bar or something. But there's some other wood in here that I can deal with. Like here's some stuff here. A lot of good seasoned wood in here. There's a lot of wood in here, and even on back through here, there's some more stuff over here. We've got different species here, it looks like. Lots of different species. And the good thing is a lot of this looks seasoned. So, yeah, a lot of it's huge though. Looks like some hackberry up there from the looks of it. See there. I mean, it's all around here. All this is wood, you know.
Keep getting sawdust in my eyes.
Huh?
Keep getting sawdust in my eyes.
Watch yourself. Yeah, maybe up there. On this one, Garden. Yeah. That probably ain't the best one either. Probably better for you to get on that one. It might roll though. It's just dangerous up there for you.
That was a good one. cherry one right. There's a cherry one. How'd it go?
Hit the switch.
Huh?
I think I may hit the switch.
Uh-oh. That's right.
Good job.
You can tell, but it is very windy. Timber.
Okay.
Sitting down. Got quite a few rounds.
I'm gonna back the trailer on up and turn it that way.
There's the rain.
Okay.
Yep. Yep, see the little puddle? It's raining.
I was debating on splitting it here, but I don't think I'm going to until I get to know these people better. Because this is their business, so they may not want me split here. It's literally about 5 minutes from home, but if you can split it on the spot, you don't gotta load these rounds.
Yeah.
And that makes it a lot better. So, anyways, we got a little bit cut here.
Yeah, maybe later we can ask him if we can split here. Maybe later we can ask him if we can.
Maybe later when I get to know him better.
Yeah.
So we're gonna probably kind of go back and forth from here and my family's land. Okay, so we got rained out there.
Yep.
We got rained out. Now I've never even came in this way. I didn't even know you could come in this way. This is awesome. So this is a different entrance and exit. That must be him right there. Check out these rocks he's got right here.
Oh, wow.
See, that's pretty cool. I've seen this entrance so many times. Maybe that he's building a house back there. I'm not sure.
Hey, look, there's that stump.
Yeah. Okay, so we're heading out now. Anyways, he's got a stump, a big tree. I don't know if it's a tree or stump. Looks like a tree. He left a tree there. Yeah. So yeah, he left a tree there. And stacked tree service, it says on it. See there?
$53.90. Oh, cool, that's a mailbox.
Stacked tree service mailbox on. That's pretty cool. So anyways, that was the first time me meeting him, the owner. I just now met him. And very friendly guy, and he said I can cut all the wood that I want. So we got some cherry. I got a little bit of pine on there. It was just easy to get to. I probably really shouldn't even grab that. But we got some cherry, we got some black walnut, we got some white oak, some red oak, and some hackberry. So for the most part, all hardwoods. The pine I don't even have to do. I can use that for campgrounds. I was just trying to grab stuff that I seen close by. But anyways, that's good news. He told me whatever I wanted to get from there, I could. So that is awesome. got a little load. It wasn't a very big load. Like we got a small load just now, and honestly, I'm gonna have to reschedule the deliveries for the day anyway. It's raining. I'm not gonna get out in this. It just like it started pouring, so I'm not going to deliver wood in this. So I'll have to reschedule the deliveries that I had for today. I had a couple big ones, but literally, oh, I don't got my seatbelt on. Normally, I always put that on. I got pulled over in my driveway literally when I was around 16, 17 years old with my dad. I had my permit and wasn't wearing the seatbelt. And pretty much ever since then, I wore my seatbelt. So.
You got pulled over in your own driveway.
Right when he followed us, he seen I had no seatbelt, and then when I went to pull over in the driveway, he pulled me over at the top. I think he pretty much let me off with a warning. I think I was 17 years old. But anyways, the guy right there, the owner just now, he said, you can cut whatever you want here. And another thing I mentioned to him, like I told you, I'm interested in tree working. This is interesting the way that things work out, because the tire shop that I showed the other day in my video, where I went to get a tire at, it's new people own it now, under different ownership. Well, the man that used to work there, we liked him a lot. He's a very friendly man, short man, very friendly, energetic, and he would always have these little snack cakes and give them their card. And anyways, there's a lot of good seasoned hardwood in there. But what I was saying, the man that was there, I recognized him from far away, and we were literally just at the tire shop, I think yesterday or the day before, and me and Carter was talking about, it was the first time we had been there and him not be there, because we realized here probably back in the summer that somebody else owned it, because they were doing like remodeling it and stuff. So and when we went there the first time, you know, he wasn't there, and I said, yeah, he must have went somewhere else with this new ownership. And I seen a guy walking towards us, and I could tell almost instantly it was him. And sure enough, it was. And I said, are you working here now? And me and him talked about firewood when he was working at that garage there. And he was telling me that he's been working there at that tree service ever since he left there. And I talked to the owner just now, because I'm interested in the tree work. I am. But I want to do it on my own, but I want to learn too. I know that ain't something you just get into on your own, really. I think you can, but I know that it's really good to learn from people. And some of you tree service guys maybe can give me some advice on that, because I'm interested. And I told him, I mentioned to the one guy, hey, if you ever need a groundman, you know, on spare days and stuff, I do this, but if you need me, I'd be glad to help you. And the guy said, we slow down a lot in the winter. He said, but in the spring and summer, definitely. He said, we'll need a groundman sometimes. And, you know, I'd like to learn to climb and everything, but that's a fear I'm going to have to get over, is the height, because I've got that fear. But unfortunately, we didn't get a whole lot of wood. We got a decent amount. It was really just scoping it out and seeing what's there, because I hadn't been there for over a year, and the last time I was there, it's changed a whole lot since then. It seems like a pretty busy tree service, pretty big tree service. He's got dump trucks and dump trailers and employees and you know, some big equipment, bobcats and stuff, skid steers, all that stuff. And I just now met the owner for the first time. He's a very friendly man, so it was neat meeting them, and they all seem very friendly. And it's really neat that guy works there, the one that I worked with, or the one that I met, not worked with, that I met at the tire shop, because I always liked him a lot, and I didn't know what happened to him, and now I know he's working at that tree service. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, he's even talking about it, and like.
Anyways, we got some wood. I'm going to split that. I'm going to finish this video off with a little bit of splitting, because I got some good splitting wood. I got cherry, which splits great. One of my favorite splitting woods. It is the best smelling wood I've ever smelled by far. I got some black walnut, which is probably the easiest splitting wood I've ever split. Hackberry can be pretty tough. I got a little bit of that. Got a little bit of white oak and a little bit of red oak. Red oak's great. White oak can be if it's straight grain. It's no problem if it's straight grained a lot of times. But anyways, I just wanted to fill you in on that. I'm blessed with a good location now. The guy, he literally just now told me, Carter was standing there, cut all you want. Get as much as you want out here, except for the pile of logs over here. He said he has some that he keeps for like a sawmill or something. He said, except for the piles up front here, you know, you can cut all you want. So praise the Lord, we had that, and then my family's land as well. And the saw cut good just now. It's got a good sharp chain on it, but man, that is some dirty cutting right there. It had rocks all over the bark where they dragged the logs around. So I'm trying to watch out for that. You know, I've learned from bucking and from my own mistakes. It's very important to keep your chain sharp. Otherwise, you got to go through a lot of trouble to get it sharp. Or not really a lot of trouble, but you got to lose some time, especially for somebody like me that ain't the best at hand filing. I can hand file, but it takes me a while to do it. And I can make them cut sharp, but it just takes me a while. Anyways, that being said, we just pulled in the driveway. It's a wet, rainy day. I think if the rain will slow down a little bit, I'm gonna do a little bit of hand splitting. Piece of hackberry. This is a, man, it's a different smelling wood. It also almost reminds me of the smell of a horse, like a horse's hair. That's what that, yeah, that's what that reminds me of. That's hackberry is what this is. And so what we're gonna do for it, automatically I can tell you it doesn't make sense to do that when I can do this. See? I'm in the gravel here, so I just want to do a little bit of splitting. I love splitting wood. Okay. I ain't gonna do too much because of this rain, but I just wanted to show you some different species of wood. Looks like we've got some sort of cedar here. Now this, I don't know, cedar or pine or something. I honestly, I don't even know what that is. Here comes the rain. Not too bad, whatever it is. Definitely seems like a soft wood. Still a little tough for that axle, as you see. So, yeah, it's stringy, whatever this is. Almost seems like some sort of pine or something. Whatever it is, I'm not real familiar with it. No telling what kind of woods they get there, you know. All right. Here we've got some oak. Kind of looks like white oak from what I can tell. And it's actually a big knotted piece. So, probably not the easiest wood to split right there. Let's find out. Not bad at all. So maybe, yeah, not bad. I don't know that that's going to stand up though. Oh, that's nice actually. All right. So far so good. I think so far this hackberry's been the toughest, and even it wasn't too bad. Here we got some, looks to be black walnut. I think it was Emmanuel who was talking to me about a double bit in the comments. Yeah, we got some knots here. Look at that. He was talking to me about a double bit, and he was saying he just didn't feel comfortable with that coming towards his, like aiming towards his face, and I see what he means there. Okay, so this has like, I don't know what you call that, maybe a crotch or something. You've got, looks like where two different branches or parts of the tree meet. So you got a section here and a section here. So that's why this is giving me trouble. So if I go here, we should go that section anyways. See, there it is. Yep. Oh yeah, look at the grain. Even though it's black walnut, just when the grain gets bad like that, man, it's a different game, isn't it? Oh no. Oh, tripod. The tripod's always getting abused around here. He's always getting abused around here. This is one of the easier woods I've ever split, probably. It's like anything else, like that black walnut is the easiest I've ever split, but you've seen right there, it was tough just where the grain was all twisted and stuff, you know. So that, of course, that makes a difference on anything. on over here. So that's where I want to get. Yeah, so it's splitting out to the side here. Yeah, wow. Completely sideways. I'll show you what I mean. See how there it went completely to the side? But man, it's the best smelling wood I've ever smelled, and it's one of the easiest splitting woods I've ever split. That's twisted grain, and even then it wasn't too bad. So it's pretty good wood, firewood. It's not like oak or anything. It's around 20 BTUs, and it burns up quicker than oak. It doesn't last quite as long. So, but people like it for smoking too. Get up there. Big twisted thing, you. I think I'm about done because this rain is no fun to split in. So let me finish this piece of cherry, twisted cherry here. Some great splitting wood, and this is twisted. You get it a straight grain cherry, it's probably one that I've actually got some footage doing a lot of straight grain cherry, and it's very enjoyable wood to split. Not as heavy as oak either. It's heavy, but it's not as heavy as oak. All right. Looks like I forgot that other piece of black walnut too. Man, that for black walnut, that is twisted. Which it gets twisted, but I'm saying like that's a tough piece for black walnut. Man. So I think that's all I'm gonna do. It is raining and I don't want to keep working in it, so anyways. Thank God I've got another place to get wood at. All I want to cut, so man, what a blessing. And that's literally about 3 minutes down the road from here. So I'll stop at that gas station pretty often, that Family Dollar a whole lot that's right in front of it. So man, that is convenient. And then I've got my family about 5 minutes down the road too, so the Lord has provided for me, he has. And I don't want to doubt that. So long as I'll do for him, he'll work out all things for my good. All things work together to good for those who love God. So that right there, that promise right there, you got nothing to worry about if you love the Lord. And it means something to love him. If we love him, he said, keep his commandments. So it means something to love him. Anyways, I'm gonna head on in, probably get me a coffee, sit down and relax with my family for the rest of the day. It's just one of them days that's not the greatest kind of day for somebody in this line of work, really. So I'm heading in, Lord willing. You all be safe out there, and God bless.